Let's go ahead and get into scope. 4-channel. We got all our leads in. All our grounds are stacked. The other side is grounded to a jumper rate to be negative. So we're going to set this up. And yellow is going to be to our battery positive voltage. Green will be ground, and blue will be low speed can, high or low, doesn't really matter, and then the red trace will be the other low speed can. So let me hook these up. Let's see here, we're going to want to be on, change our probes all to volts DC. We're going to go to a 5 millisecond screen, scale 20 volts, 10 volts, we'll go 20 volts on all of them to start. 5 millisecond screen. Alright, let me hook them up. Keys on, engines off. You can see all the numbers. Now that's why I number them. So I'm just going to hook up all my leads. Alright, to get the vehicle running, and you're going to see that blue, which is our low speed serial data, has got a signal, but our red, which is our other one for the low speed, we got no signal, and we're unplugged right now. Ground is at 0 volts. If we want to look at voltage, you'll see that ground is what, 40 milliamps or millivolts rather. Our battery feed is at 14.7, 14.8, and then our red trace is fixed low. So we have no now if you look, let me pause this. We've got a 0 to 5 volt, can signal, low speed can signal, but nothing on the red. And I'm unplugged, so let me plug it in. Alright, plugged in. Now you can see with it plugged in, the red is 0 to 5, and it mimics the other one. Now if I want detail on this, we can drop her down to a 2 millisecond screen, hit stop, and then zoom. And wherever this dotted line is on the waveform is where it'll zoom in, okay? So if I want to zoom in over here, okay? So you can see they mimic one another. So the red must be the communication line back from the module, I'd imagine. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look at that a little closer. So let's look at, where'd my wiring diagram go? Alright guys, this makes sense now. So we're on this one. This is our red trace. It's dark green on pin 7. I have no signal unplugged, but I have a signal plugged in. Now, if you look at the wiring diagram, you'll see them two-way arrows. This right module, the right module they talk back and forth, okay, between the left and the right, and then the left one is responsible for sending out the signal. Interesting. So that is very interesting. So I'm going to unplug the right side module and see what happens. Okay, right side's unplugged. So let's look at this again. So if I unplug this side, it means I should have no comm for my right module. And I have no ground to it, I have no power to it on the red-white. No signal from that pink. For the mirror, it's not communicating with the left one. So we're still plugged in on our left. Okay, so the left is the one creating those signals. Now let's disconnect it, the left one. So the red trace is the signal. Again, red is this one. This module, the left one is talking. The right one is not. Because if I plug the right one back in, I should have a signal, you would think, right? And I've got a signal on the network. That's this one. I've got signal coming out. That goes to the communication network, so we'd have to pull the schematic. But if I plug in the right one, and we're disconnected here, and this is a two-way street, you would sure as hell think my red one should have a signal on it, right? No. There it came back. So maybe I wasn't making a good connection before, so okay, there, it stopped communicating. It communicated as soon as I plugged it in, and then it shut itself down. I wonder if that's because there's a fault. Let me increase this time base so we can see more. There. So now we can see this is the network. Again, we're tied in on the left side, but we're unplugged from the left sensor or module. So let me unplug and replug in the right. Alright guys, I got it unplugged right now. Now watch when I plug it in. Again, we're on the right the right module with the left one unplugged. Watch the red trace. I'm gonna plug it in. Remember, we weren't getting codes for the right one. Here we go. Come on. Oh, this is hard to do. There we go. There it is. Signal. Unplugged. Plugged in. No. Let's watch it. So, there you go. I don't know what it just told. I don't know what it just did, but again, the right side is our known good. Now let's watch the left one. Now, I would assume they should be the same. Okay, here we go. Let's see if I can get a hold of it. Oh, come on. Okay, yeah, we're unplugged. So I'm going to plug it in. And it should do the same thing the right one did. Talk for a little bit and then stop talking. I don't know if that's like a health check. Ignore that power feed that just dropped out on the yellow. That was me just bumping the lead. Oh my goodness. Hold on. Oh, this is fucking freaking hard, guys. Ugh. I can barely reach it. Oh, come on. Come on. There. Alright. It's plugged in. Let's watch it. I don't know how long the other one took, but it didn't take very long, and it stopped communicating on the red. And there you go. Not acting the same way. I don't know. Maybe that's its way of saying, hey, I'm alive, I'm good. And then when it, goes low and just stays low, it means it's good. And then when it has problems, it starts talking about it. Because you can see it's still talking. And it's mimicking the other, the network. Okay, so we're pretty much done, guys, but I'm gonna load test this. I'm gonna do a voltage drop test on the ground and on the power at the module here with my meter, and we're just gonna hook one side of the meter to battery positive and the other side to, you know, the positive piercing probe that we have in there. Same thing for the ground. We'll go ground to ground and just read our difference, and we're pretty much done, guys. I want to check that. I want to check this pink. I don't know. That must be the signal to the outside rear view mirror. Okay, so that's the signal to the mirror. So let's check that. We're gonna let's put the yellow trace on that real quick. All right, yellow trace is on. Now I don't know what that is supposed to look like, so let me go do something to see if we can see a change. All right, I'm on the left module. It's plugged in and we're running, and I'm doing a voltage drop on the power feed. So 119 millivolts on the voltage drop on the power feed to the left module. Not worried about it. Let's do the ground quick. Alright, I'm hooked to the ground, and you can see we're getting about 14.3 volts. That's because my positive side, or my red, is hooked to the ground at the sensor, and I gotta switch my black to battery ground to do a voltage drop, because again, difference in potential, right? So of course we're gonna read battery voltage. Let me go ahead and hook up to ground, and there you go, 40 millivolts. Alright, I'm a little concerned about that power feed, but there again, I'm running off those jumper cables all the way to battery, and I'm actually at the fuse box positive side, so, or you know, positive post. So 119 millivolt drop. I'm not too concerned about the power or the ground to that sensor. So now I want to check this. Which one was it? This sensor signal on the right side for the mirror. And I just want to see what that looks like, because if you remember, right on the scope we were getting on this pink, the signal wasn't present. So I don't know if that's normal. Maybe you gotta drive it to get it to do that. So let's check that. So there you go, guys. It's the same on the right side. I'd imagine you gotta drive this to get a signal out of it, because I'm gonna have somebody stand by the mirror and see if that makes a difference. And in front of it or something. I just want to see if it produces. Yeah, I don't know. You probably got to drive it. All right, I'm wrapping it up right there. I called the module. I don't feel bad about it one bit, because I know I went into it a lot more in depth than most guys probably would have. So it's getting the module. We checked everything we can. So the last thing I did, since this is going to be a warranty claim and it's going to be a few weeks probably before we even get it, you know, approved and whatnot, I put liquid electrical tape on my little holes. I'm letting that dry, and then I'll wrap the harness up, you know, decent, plug everything back in, and we'll ship her down the road until we get the parts. As far as the programming is concerned, I'm not too worried about it. We're going to get the module, we'll plug her in. I'll try, you know, I'll do that configuration again for the park assist module, for the CAN bus, I think it was. I have a feeling we'll be all right. And if we do have to send it off to get flashed or programmed, we'll attack that when that time comes, because I'm just not seeing anything that indicates that it needs to be programmed. Now, I could be wrong, and if I am, please drop your comments down below, because I'll be able to see it before it comes back, and it won't be a big deal, okay? Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you appreciated it. I hope we learned something together. Now, we will check the known good when we get it, so we know what good looks like, okay? Thanks for watching, guys.